Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Top 9 Podcast. My name's Tom Cassidy. My co-host is with me, Adele Carollo.
Hey, guys. Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Really good.
10-year anniversary of The Stand was this week.
Yeah, we
this
had a good
past
time.
week, last week.
It was a celebration.
They haven't booked me in a couple years, so
Oh my God.
so I ate as much seafood as I could.
That's good.
I ate about 30 pounds of
You
seafood,
did? That's
and my stomach has been fucked up all
Sweet
week.
revenge. I
I
love
just stood by that raw bar.
Nice.
I was shucking. I was jiving.
Next time you book me, and then I eat like a human being.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. With us today is Brazilian comedian, superstar, handsome man.
Oh, thank you very much.
I am enthralled by you,
Oh,
sir.
thank you, man.
Rafi Bastos is with us today.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. I
Of
just
course.
hope that I can be funny in a conversation form,
Okay.
because
Sure.
it's another language, my friend.
Yeah, that's
It's a challenge.
absolutely. How long have you been speaking English for?
5 days. No,
You're amazing.
I actually studied here in 1999. I had a scholarship to play basketball,
Oh, cool.
and then I went back to Brazil.
Power forward?
I was a power forward, yes. I was heavier. I was like lifting weights and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That was my whole life. Then I got injured. I went back to Brazil. I had surgery, so I started to work. I became professional there.
Oh, cool.
So you as soon as you get professional, you cannot play college anymore. So I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't able to come back to do my 4 years. And now I went back in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I did comedy for like almost 20 years in Brazil, and I was like, okay, this is now time to challenge myself
Yeah.
with the big boys.
Learning a second language is so hard, and then telling jokes in it is just another level because it's momentum. It's,
There's a few things that I think it helped me.
okay.
The fact that I am a slow talker,
Okay.
this
I love
helps a lot. Even like in the way I talk, even in Portuguese, is slow.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps on stage because you are not rushing.
Yep.
It's your rhythm, and the fact that I write things. Even in Portuguese, I always write my things.
Got you.
So it's not that I'm gonna go there and see if there's something here. I never did that.
Got you.
So
It's planned out.
yes, so I
Sure.
just have to memorize what I have to say.
Now, when you write it, do you write it in Portuguese or do you write it in English?
That's a good question, but I at first I was writing in Portuguese,
Mm-hmm.
but then I learned that it's better. Because when I start to write in Portuguese, I
Yeah.
actually start to, I'm writing and memorizing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better for me to do it in English.
That makes sense. Yeah.
My wife, she speaks much better in English than I do.
Mm-hmm.
So she helps me with sentences, and
Sure.
I know
love that.
she helped me a lot. And so it's much easier for me to write already in English.
Yeah. No, yeah. I was like, I'm always just so impressed with people who speak multiple languages. It's one of the things that I've always been impressed with.
Because I am very impressive.
Yes, but it also makes me want to like learn another language to try to do it in stand up. But if that doesn't work, I'll just do like an accent maybe.
Not the same time.
Try just like, oh, this is Spanish.
Yeah.
People don't know.
Adios mio.
Yeah,
That's my time, folks. Good night.
that would be good.
But yeah, so your top 9 today is. Tell us about it. What do you think?
Well, you told me to get like top 9 things.
Yes,
Any things.
but this is so. What you're doing is the top 9 things that you find weird about America.
Weird. It's mostly about New York, actually.
okay.
Okay,
New York
that's
is
fair.
America, really, when you think
It
about
is. If I think about it, it's a city in America. So,
Sure.
but there's a few things that are specific to New York.
When people think of America, if you go first city, I would think the majority of the world would be like New York.
Yes.
Yes.
The majority of the world would think Times Square.
Yeah.
Hmm. Where we are right now.
Yes. That would be
Fall in New York City, folks.
that would be exactly the place that people think about when people don't think about, I don't know, like South Dakota. We don't even know that it exists.
Yeah. We don't either.
You don't.
Yeah.
I studied in Nebraska, so I had a
Oh,
chance
cool.
to meet all.
Cornhusker?
No. That's too big, man.
Okay.
I'm not that good.
Fair enough.
I'm not that good. It was a small school
Got
in
you.
Nebraska.
Nice.
But I think people think about New York. Yeah, that's what people think when they think America.
Yeah.
And New York, it's a big city. It's not exactly America. If you think about it, there's so many different people from all over the world. I don't feel it's It's the portrait of the American culture.
Well, it's like our Rome,
Yeah,
right? Back in the day, I mean.
yeah, it would be like
It's the hub, baby.
Yeah, but that was
Babel.
in Rome. There wasn't that many immigrants because
Fair enough.
they'll get their ass kicked.
Yeah, we're in our own world over here.
Yes, yes.
It's an interesting, goofy place, and that's why we're doing the
Yeah,
top 9 weird things.
We could do a laundry list, a very long list, but we have top 9 weird things.
Yes,
anyway.
sir. Yes.
Coming in at
Uh,
number 9.
okay, there's one thing that I think is weird about America. It's the way you guys, the relationship, the love relationship in America.
Like with marriage and
It's
stuff.
pretty weird. The thing that there's this thing called PDA, so you cannot kiss people in public, otherwise people make fun of you. Like, oh, get a room.
PDA,
Yeah, that's-
public display of affection.
You guys created it's like a disease.
Yeah.
When you show affection to another person, you love that person. You cannot kiss that person because people are gonna make fun of you.
Yes, but you got to understand something. Americans,
explain to me.
they're dirty monsters. Of course, beautiful Brazilian people. We want to see that.
Yeah,
you
but
two
there's-
going at it, but it's different.
There's a lot of beautiful people.
No, I know. New York does have it's per capita. It's a beautiful
It
city.
is.
And yeah, you're right. People just. Well, I don't know why it is.
Why you think it's
I think
weird?
maybe it gives the people excuse not to do it. If you're not into it, you could just blame it on it being inappropriate.
Well,
Like,
there's
yeah, no. There's
No, no,
children
no.
around.
Don't throw at my face that I don't have love in my marriage, please. I don't want
Yeah.
to see that.
I'm into. I like public displays of affection. I'm into PDA. Like not like with like being oblivious to your surroundings. PDA, like because I work at a bar essentially. And sometimes people will be making out like excessively and not aware of their surroundings. That I'm not into. There's levels.
What is sex?
Excessively is not
excessively.
coming up for air, not looking around, just continuously kissing one another with their eyes closed, sitting with people who are socializing.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's I've seen it.
That's a little too
I'm
much.
explaining it's very detailed because I've seen it time and time again. That I'm not into, but like any kind of like petting, touching, embrace,
Kissing.
kissing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's fine. I know we're repressed almost. It's weird. I remember the first time I went to Europe when I was younger, and to me, I felt like everywhere I turned was sex, like in Europe. But
yeah.
this is pre 9/11, right before 9/11 actually. And I just felt like in like the magazines and everything, I just felt like I saw tits everywhere.
Yes.
And like more sex. And we are more repressed for some reason. And we act like it's a bad thing for people to just kiss. As long as a cock's not coming out, what's the big deal?
Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes you get excited and the
Yeah, I
cock's
hear
coming
you.
out.
Absolutely,
What can you
yeah.
do? But the
Prove it.
But at the same time, the porn is very aggressive. It's a lot of like exposure, like the cameras closing up and organs, and so it's like it's like a different variation. Like in public, you don't show love, but at the same time, look at this forbidding.
It's like
thing.
perversion.
Yes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Yeah, not instead of like healthy, normal.
Did you ever hear the American
Relationship with
phrase? Yes, a lady in the street and a freak in the sheets.
Yes, sir.
You
Yeah, I
know,
did.
so there's that aspect
There's
of it.
that, yeah.
But yeah, it is weird.
Even the way Europeans greet one another, they kiss both cheeks, they embrace. My male cousins will walk arm in arm in Sicily, and that's totally normal. It's
Yeah,
just
you don't kiss on the cheek here, right?
Not really.
It's very weird for me, Adele. When you say hi, I have to shake your hand.
Aw,
This is
Yeah.
weird because
Yeah.
I would kiss you
yeah.
Hey, listen.
Lucky
on the
me.
cheek, on the cheek. But that's what we
Yeah,
do.
sure.
In Argentina, for instance,
Is it getting high in here? Am I gay? What's going on?
in Argentina, for
happening.
instance,
Yeah.
people kiss men on the cheek,
Yeah.
and that's normal.
Yeah.
And it was kind of difficult to get used to this here because
Yeah.
if you're not paying attention, the thing that you do is like you hug and you kiss.
Because you're used to that too.
Yeah.
You have to suppress it.
In my state, I live in the South, we kiss 3 times.
I love that.
Wow.
1, 2, and 3.
I'm so into that.
1,
Life
2, and 3.
is too short. You gotta kiss 3
You
times.
gotta kiss everybody.
Kiss everybody.
Hey.
But
times.
yes, if I think about it now, it is a little invasive because you can feel the other people's smell. You know
Yeah.
if that people has a
Yeah.
bad breath or
It's a
not.
lot.
You know, because you're kissing that person.
Yeah. You got to find a happy balance.
And
know?
New York is a lot of people.
You don't need to be like
too.
Italian about it, if you know what I mean. You know,
What's
went
the
over to
Italian-
Italy. They're all over the place. Hey, honey, you know,
What?
they go crazy over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, somewhere in the middle. Coming in at number 8.
Okay, so I think also you guys complain too much about how violent the country is.
Okay,
It's not.
you don't think
I'm
so?
sorry. It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Because other countries have war, is what you're
Not only
comparing it
wars,
to.
but like sometimes I'm walking down the street in New York at 2:00 in the morning and I see a girl walking and going home and checking her phone,
Yeah.
an iPhone.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think I'm gonna rob this girl
Yep.
just to teach her how the world works.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that in maybe like 90% of other countries. You cannot just like go around and so it's safe. Yeah, you can be robbed. Yeah, I have a joke that I say on stage that we are both violent places. The difference that we are poor and you are crazy.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Like,
Absolutely.
but crazy is surprising. Like,
Yeah.
you're violent. People can throw you in the subway. This is a psycho kind of thing.
Yeah, wild card.
Yes.
It comes out of nowhere.
It's surprising.
Yeah.
It's a strange time. It is. And it goes back to your number 9 thing of like people not wanting to show affection in the street, but, you know, choke them behind closed doors.
Yes.
And it's the same thing kind of thing. Like I have a joke about like, it's new, but like of like, I think school shooters, they have too much confidence almost.
They do.
Where like back in the 80s, they got actually bullied. And cyberbullying is different than bullying. Like actually getting beat up is different.
Yeah.
So like if we were giving them wedgies, then they wouldn't have time to write a manifesto.
Yes.
Type shit like
You'd
that.
be crying.
Yeah, to your point. But it creates this weird thing where like we're soft, but then that creates danger in a weird way.
Yeah,
And
because you're about to explode at any time.
yeah.
it does always boggle my mind. But I also think it depends on where this woman's walking around too.
Man, it's like,
2 in the morning is 2 in the morning.
yeah, but I see that
Yeah.
all the
It
time.
happens.
It's not normal at all. Like
No.
in third world countries, you cannot just walk around.
Yeah, they'll get snatched up.
Yeah, 3:00 in the morning, you'll be robbed. People like so. It's not that dangerous as you guys think. Maybe it got a little more dangerous, and I
It
agree.
definitely has. Yeah.
Okay, so it's okay. People are desperate. Though the COVID thing, people don't have money. So yeah, that happened. But this is reality outside of America. They're all desperate. They all are hungry. So
Yeah.
they see you with a watch and an iPhone,
Yeah.
and you're like, this guy's not even paying attention. I'm gonna rob him because he doesn't care.
Yeah, over principle.
Yeah, yes,
You're trying to save this girl's life.
of course. I'm robbing you today so you don't get killed tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's my number 8.
Yeah, it's a good one. Coming in at number 7.
There's a lot of those are about violence. Okay,
Okay.
that I think are surprising.
Sure.
ATMs in the middle of the street. You know, I'm gonna take this shit home.
What do you mean? Fucking physically take it?
Sometimes I'm walking.
He could do it now.
I could see nobody is around. All stores are closed. And between stores, there's an ATM machine facing the street. And you
Yeah.
can use that ATM machine. In my country, that wouldn't last 2 hours. People would go with like
Crowbars?
tools, and they would take that thing and take it home. It's like,
Yeah.
you guys trust yourselves too much.
It's interesting too because those ATMs usually aren't really in the best neighborhoods, really.
I just saw like 2 here, like in the Times Square. There's a lot of those.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Times Square is its own beast.
Imagine like
completely.
getting one of those home though, and
Yeah.
really not being able to get in, like just like giving
Yeah.
up.
You're gonna.
It's a Plot and Barbershop, I believe, is the
No.
original barbershop film. But yeah, there's got to be reinforced steel in there, man. You can't get that out of there.
Yes.
But I guess in Brazil, yeah, they just put a goddamn pipe bomb right there,
Yes,
right?
of course.
They got to do what they got to do.
Take it home.
Yeah,
Take it home.
Man.
I love it.
My number 6 now or number 7?
that was number 7. If you
Okay.
want to move on, coming in at number 6.
Number 6. How about we start making the owners of the restaurant paying their employees instead putting the pressure on me
Oh, tipping?
Yeah.
This is some European shit right here. We're getting into it now.
Because they deserve all the tip. They deserve all the money.
Mm-hmm.
But it becomes this weird dynamic where I feel pressure to judge that person. I don't think it's even healthy for the person who is actually serving
It's like psychological warfare.
Yeah.
It's like, and even when you do a good job, it's not a guarantee you're going to get a tip. So it's like that highs and lows and disappointment. Yeah.
Yeah, because now there's those machines and they give you 3 options, like 20, 25, and 30.
Which is crazy. That's, 20 should be the top.
I know.
18, I mean, I'm giving 20.
I'm arguing 20 should be the middle. A little less normal and a little more.
I think
18
18's the minimum,
25.
right? Unless they're really bad. 18's the minimum.
Minimum, unless they're bad.
Yeah, but that's a lot of money for people who doesn't get money, like dollars, you know?
But it's one of those things.
I'm already paying a lot because your money is too much for me.
Listen, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I complain every
And
time
now
I go out to
am responsible for that people's health and payment.
Yeah.
I think the guy should pay him. You know, it's
because over there they just get paid, right? And
we do have like a 10% that is already included.
They have to steal the ATM machine though.
Okay, you have to steal that. What we do is like in the bill there's already 10%.
Okay.
If you didn't like the service, then you tell them, no, I'm not gonna give the tip. But it's already in the bill.
Okay.
So there's no pressure. You know what you're paying. So
I wonder how much they get paid hourly. And like,
I don't think I think that what really makes their day is the tips.
okay.
That's how I with a few people that I talk to, I feel like tips are the thing.
Yeah.
Here, you mean?
Here,
Yeah, for
here,
sure.
here.
I mean, you know better than.
Yeah, no,
you're
I know
definitely the
what that
expert
is,
in
but I'm
this.
thinking in
What do you
Europe.
pay your? What do you pay your
Yeah,
servers?
Adele, just open the book here.
What do you pay your
Well,
servers, Adele?
minimum wage is 15 and
$15 an hour.
$15
That's
an hour.
pretty good.
And then tip wage is $10 an hour, and I pay them 11.
Okay, so no matter what, they're getting 26 an hour.
No matter what, they're getting 11 an hour plus tips. But their tips have to equal at least $15 an hour, which they always do. It averages like $25 an hour they're making.
It's a real scam. You're right.
If they
It's
don't make
unbelievable.
15, we have to buck it up to make sure. Like let's say they don't have a single table the whole
Gotcha.
time,
Yeah.
which doesn't happen at the stand, but it happens at
Sure.
Do you have to pay them like all the rights and health insurance and all those
health
things?
insurance. Yes, for
Answer the question.
Salaried employees, yeah, we all have health
Nice.
insurance.
Good.
If
But
we're-
are the servers salaried employees?
no, the hourly.
It's our
The hourly.
yeah.
Most of them aren't even full time. Most of them are doing school or pursuing acting
Yeah,
or
'cause
other things.
If they were
Sure.
paying all the rights, the business wouldn't
it's so
survive.
expensive.
I know.
Yeah,
I used to have a comedy club in Brazil.
Oh, really?
nice.
What was it called?
Comedians.
Nice. Right
It's
down
so
the
hard
middle,
for me
baby.
to
I like it.
explain comedy to my Sicilian relatives.
Oh, yeah?
Like what I do for a living.
Uh-huh.
I just gave up and say I manage a restaurant. I
It's
couldn't
easier.
keep explaining.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have to take care of the shows as well, or
Yeah.
just the restaurant?
A little bit of everything. Like I'm not solely responsible for the shows. There's people that help me in that area, and I'm not solely responsible for the restaurant or the bar. People help me in that area, but it's all under my umbrella.
That's cool.
But the shows are what I love doing. The restaurant part, I
Give a shit.
can give a shit. Well, at this point, after 10 years, I'm ready to not be so concerned with restaurants. Restaurants are very stressful.
And you guys have a very good restaurant.
We have amazing food
Yeah,
at our
you do?
restaurant. Yeah,
You do?
we really do.
I know.
It's
It's
amazing.
very good. So that was number 6.
Okay, number
Okay.
6.
That was number 6. I believe.
that was number
We're up to
6.
number 5.
So we're coming in at number 5, baby.
Gun rings in America.
What is it?
Gun rings. You know those places where you can
Oh, gun range.
gun range.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
ring
Yeah.
because you're
Pri-
not
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
you're not fighting box with, with guns.
That would be fun though.
That would be fun.
You're hiding the red thing, but there's a gun behind
There's
it.
the gun. You're like, oh, you're kicking my ass.
Come
Okay,
get me.
I have a solution.
Yeah.
That's weird. I have a joke about it. It's like it's the more you shoot guns for fun.
Yeah. I've never done it, but most people seem to like it when they do it.
Yeah, I think for them it's like a way to prove how sharp or manly or
Yeah.
how how they could protect themselves, each other. I don't know. I
Does
think it's
women buy it? Like, do they like a guy who can?
I don't like
shoot?
guns. I
Oh,
don't.
you don't.
They make me nervous in general. Like I could like get woozy thinking about being in the room with a gun. So a guy shooting a gun wouldn't be good. Like, that's not my thing.
That's not your.
And you know, we've been very New York specific, and the gun thing is a very countrywide thing here, and our obsession with guns, and it is.
You guys are obsessed with guns, yes.
Yeah.
You are kind of obsessed.
It's so bad though. It's bad. It's the root of so much problems, and it's just.
I'm just complaining
Guns,
about.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I came here just to talk shit about your country.
That's okay.
I love
I
this
love
place.
it. We're weirdos.
It's
we know
much
it.
safer.
It's important to critique.
You don't know how safe I feel living here.
Okay.
Comparing to Brazil, and Brazil is not the poorest country ever, like the whole world, but living here gives you like. Sometimes I'm performing.
I mean, also, I'll give you a little pushback on this. You are 6'5".
I know,
You're-
but I got robbed at gunpoint 5 times in Brazil.
God damn. That's,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and the guy could choose an old lady, and he was like,
Sure.
"I don't. I'm
Yeah.
up for the challenge."
Sometimes people do like a challenge.
Yeah.
I guess, you'd have to
Of
deal
course,
with that.
if I came to America to do stand-up, his challenge is to rob me. Everybody has challenge in their professions, you know?
Yes, everybody.
yeah.
And you got to just go for it, folks.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Whether you're robbing
Leave
people
your
or
dreams,
doing
leave
comedy.
Your dreams.
He believes in himself. That guy. That's
yeah.
But yeah, guns, gun control. Have you fired a gun?
I never did.
Yeah.
I never did.
I fired a rifle.
That's a
oddly
gun.
enough,
Yeah.
I was super young. Like I was at a friend's grandparents' house upstate, and her father helped us shoot a rifle to those clay things that go
The
up in-
plates?
Plates.
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Isn't it crazy that Adele was afraid of guns? 2 minutes after, I should arrive.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, but then that one
I
time
know.
I shot a rifle.
The
That's
rifle
all
is the one who
scary.
is the noisy.
Yeah. That's the one where
Yeah.
you're like, pull.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get those things? Can you actually?
I did not.
Oh, you
I
didn't.
did not. But people do. People do. More of that target accomplishment. I think that Americans are very much into victory and getting the mark.
Yes.
Like the target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still
that's
love
their obsession.
Shooting
part and
games,
part.
though. Like video games.
You do like-
have the gun ones.
You do-
I
you-
used to, growing up and stuff.
I
I mean,
remember.
even Nintendo, there was Duck Hunt.
I remember the duck hunt on
Yeah,
the
that was fun. That was a good game.
Sucked.
I loved it.
Oh yeah, at that
You
time.
had the cool gun.
I remember.
Being able to shoot it good times.
You
folks.
know, if you think about it, you would never have today a video game that, you can also buy a gun. That could never happen today.
I don't know. I think they still exist. Yeah.
Nah, I don't think they sell guns.
I
man.
remember when they changed the law that they couldn't sell guns that weren't neon green or orange. They couldn't sell guns any longer that are black or brown or look like a gun.
There's no gun emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You have to use
do they-
pistol, and then it comes green.
and it's a
Yeah.
water gun.
Yes.
gun,
It's hard to kill yourself with a water gun.
Yeah, it's very
You know, you put
difficult.
the water gun
You
with the
can-
head.
You can have a bath.
And the
Yeah.
reason why I know that it's so weird,
Overhydrate.
for Halloween costumes, you can't get a gun. If you were a cop, I remember one year I was trying to be get a cop gun, and it was only the fucking water gun looking things. I'm like, I'm not gonna walk around with this. I look ridiculous, but they wouldn't.
What kind of
So-
cop do you think I am?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the weird part about America. It's easier to get a gun than a fake gun.
Fucking retarded.
That's funny.
Yeah. Man.
That's a good bit.
yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, man, it's crazy stuff. Coming in at number 4.
Oh, let me see. Okay, why CVS? I go to CVS. First of all, I'm gonna use 2 numbers for only this one now. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, it's a pharmacy. It's a drugstore.
Mm-hmm.
You guys sell washing clothing stuff. You sell ice cream. You sell fucking I don't know like products to clean your house.
Yeah.
It's a pharmacy.
They sell pizza bagels there.
pizza bagels. They sell food in the pharmacy. That's wrong.
Listen, you said a lot of things about this country, and this is where I draw the line,
talk
sir.
shit.
So
okay?
convenient.
I know it is.
The C
it
is for
I know.
convenient.
I know.
But that's what this country is. It's convenience. It's everything in one.
I love CVS.
You can get your Percocets and your ice
He
cream.
said, all that being said,
No, yeah.
I love CVS.
I do, of course, because it's like 24 hours open. You can eat shit.
Isn't that incredible? A store being open 24 hours. Do you know how lucky we are?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Amazing.
But it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
So
it is kind of weird that you can buy.
what are you used to? How many stores do you got to go to for all these
you
things?
have maybe like in São Paulo, maybe there's like one 24-hour supermarket.
Okay.
Because it's dangerous to work like during the night. Like even gas stations, they're not open 24 hours anymore. There's a few ones that are open because it's very, very dangerous. Then you have drugstores, but you cannot go inside the drugstore. Okay, there's like a little window.
Yeah, like a drive-through window.
Yes, then you go there, and there's like a glass that protects you from the employee.
Oh, yeah. I know that. There's like a barrier. You got to stand in between.
And then you ask him, I want, I don't know, Tylenol. And then he goes inside and he gets you a Tylenol, like a drug dealing situation.
Yeah. Interesting.
So you just go inside a CVS and get whatever you want. And also the whole paying your own thing in the machines and stuff.
Self-checkout.
So easy to rob shit.
Yeah.
So easy. Because if I put like a cookie inside and I don't just scan it, I'm robbing. That's so easy. You believe in people. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is weird that happens too.
Well, it's apparently, and I'm such a goody two shoes, and I'm scared of doing something and getting in trouble. So they say it's a weight, the scale. So you have to put the item on the scale.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't add up, they say put the item on the scale, and that's how I think you get caught.
You just don't put it on the scale.
You don't put it on the scale.
But they feel that nothing has been added. Not they. I'm talking about they, like the robot.
Okay, the thief is gonna explain you the process, Adele. Because I'm a guy from a third world country, so I have the experience of stealing shit because I don't have the
what
money.
do I do? How do I get past?
Okay,
that
if you want to rob things at CVS, pay attention. Okay?
Looks like we lost our CVS sponsorship.
You just get 6 things you will scan. 5, and there's one that you cannot scan, and you put it in a bag, and you just leave.
So you skip the scan
altogether. It's not rocket science, sweetheart.
Oh, you skipped the scan. I didn't think of that. Okay.
You know, that's good.
I'm from Philadelphia. I understand.
So
concepts.
Nice, perfect.
I don't want to get caught. I'll cry. There'll be tears.
I would never steal too, because the process is so beautiful. It's so beautiful to see that you trust people that I would never steal just to break the system. Me.
I think that in general in life, there's a time and a place for everything.
Okay.
You know?
Did you ever steal shit?
Ever in my life?
Yeah.
Just like things of have you ever been to a Wawa?
I have no idea.
Let me tell you something. That's going to be on your list next time, my friend. I want to take you to a Wawa one time.
Tell me what.
But it's not a pharmacy. It's
It's a gas station that has burgers, pizza, detergent. So.
Hey, listen, keep your fucking mouth shut talking about Wawa, okay? You're from
I'm
Queens.
Just saying,
you know nothing
I'm
about
seeing it from his point of view.
That's not what it is.
Explain to him.
So much more than that.
Is it?
I mean, they have hoagies and sandwiches and stuff, and there's also a gas station, and they have a bunch of other things.
So
but it's
exactly what she just said.
She opened with burgers and pizza. It's a sandwich place.
Whatever. You know what I mean?
They
gas
have those
station,
things.
Pharmacy mixed with food. This is a gas station mixed with food. Even worse.
She also isn't from a place where she shouldn't be speaking on it. I'm an expert in it.
There's no Wawa.
I'm an expert in the field.
No, it's very particular to certain states. It's not
very
across
big
America.
In Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
There's a few
Florida,
things that you guys don't have in New York that I think are
Yeah.
landmarks of the American
Totally.
culture. One, Ross Dress for Less. I think there's only...
That's Florida for me.
I thought there is a Ross.
Connecticut, I think.
Oh,
I
really?
think there's one in Connecticut. I think there's one in
There's one
Jersey.
by Stand Up New York that I thought was a Ross, but it was like
No.
something similar. You know what I'm talking
it
about?
wasn't a Ross.
Across the street, like down one block. What's that place?
I don't know.
All right, fair enough. Ross.
Ross Dress for Less. Denny's.
Denny's.
There's one in Jersey, but there's no Denny's. I love Denny's.
Yeah.
IHOP here is so expensive.
I was going to say
and you got
IHOP
a tip
is
too.
good.
No, IHOP, there's one on 14th Street.
Yeah, IHOP is good. I like IHOP.
I love IHOP.
IHOP is good. Anything else?
And it's cool because IHOP, it's a place kind of fancy in a lot of different areas of the country.
Yeah, places that
I know.
have meth labs.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's a lot of meth labs around.
There are,
Yeah.
yep. Right
But
next to
here in New York,
some IHOPs are meth labs.
they are.
Yeah.
You can get a pancake and fucking crack.
Yep.
And here in New York, it's a place for homeless people,
Yep. Yeah.
which is okay because
Sure.
they need to eat. But
They
that's
need coffee.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with like working at CVS, to go back to the CVS point of kind of what we're talking about right now. It is kind of weird that like a pharmacist who like went to school, I don't know how long you have to go to school to be a pharmacist, but I would think it's
Long
like
time.
6 to 8 years or something like that. And then, yeah, you're just working at a CVS.
Okay, but
It's kind of odd.
there's an upside. Okay,
Sure.
Think
Free
about it.
snacks.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're living surrounded by very good snacks.
Yeah.
Do
That's
you
true.
would prefer to work in a pharmacy that just have people talking about pharmaceutical shit,
Yeah, that's
or
true.
eating some cookies?
It's convenient for the pharmacist, too.
Of course,
You're right.
You know,
So that was number 4. And then was that a 2-parter?
no,
because
the
of
part that I wanted to talk about is
Okay.
why are you guys hiding condoms? That's on CVS, and that's in all other places too. Supermarkets is the same thing. You're hiding condoms. Like how? Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's a shame thing. Maybe it's
Shame?
a
PDA
not
thing.
Shame. Okay.
Back to the PDA.
Completely understand. Suppose it's a shame. So how they solve the problem?
You gotta ask now.
They make you
Yeah.
touch a button
Yeah.
that makes a sound, and the
Yeah.
whole pharmacy saying this guy wants to fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the way that you have? And then you have to ask someone to help you, and the person is seeing the one that you're choosing. Oh, that's not shameful.
I know that's weird. I don't have this experience. You have to like pick out
Yes,
your
you do.
condom
You
in
have to
front of
choose.
somebody.
You have to choose.
And
That's so weird.
it's weirder when you're young, too. You know? I think once you get old, it's like, whatever. It is what it is. But, like, when you're a young person and you have to deal with that aspect of it, like, you want to just be able to do it and not have to any
Of course.
interaction.
Yes, you know, I'm doing something that in CV. I remember Miami, for instance.
Mm-hmm. Better wear a condom over there.
Yes, I was wearing a condom over there, and I don't want the STD thing.
No.
I don't want what's the name of the thing? The syphilis.
Yep.
No.
Miami, cocaine and chlamydia, folks.
Okay, good. That's their motto. So there was a lot of Brazilian people around.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who was like working at the CVS there was a Brazilian. So everybody knows that I was going to have sex that night. And they know me because they know me from Brazil.
Yeah.
I'm a kind of a
Yeah.
famous guy there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's people in Miami that know exactly the day that I had sex in Miami.
Yeah.
And they know if I got a comfortable one, if I choose the right one, if it's a big one, if it's a small one.
Yeah.
Also, this can be number 2, okay?
Before we get to number 2, the lesson here, folks,
I'm
don't
getting,
wear
like,
condoms. Okay?
Don't.
Yes.
Shy.
Don't.
Uh-huh.
I'd much rather have
It's
AIDS than
embarrassing.
be embarrassed.
Takes away the feeling.
I'd much rather have AIDS than be
Yeah,
embarrassed.
absolutely. And that's the American way. Coming in at number 2.
Okay, but I'm okay. This one.
Yeah, sorry.
This is a scam. Okay.
Okay.
And Adele works in a comedy club. She can explain to me. When I'm walking in Times Square, which is actually close to here, I see people promoting comedy shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Jerry Seinfeld and Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. And I'm like, are those guys going to those places? What is that?
That's a place called LOL Comedy Club.
Oh, there's a specific comedy club that does that.
No, it's part of the culture for a long time.
Sure, but no, specifically the people who have done that in the past 10 years.
Okay.
Is specific. You know, I think anybody does it, those people that sell tickets out there, but LOL is specifically, they do that. Yeah.
Because the thing that I was thinking, I think that there's probably a lot of tourists that believe that Jerry Seinfeld is going to be there.
And I'll explain it to you.
Okay, please.
Once upon a time, there were in comedy clubs, some of these in the area, especially like close proximity. Anything could happen, and Jerry Seinfeld could show up. Or even now, it's happening. So the Kevin Hart's or Dave Chappelle, like they've been to this club before in history of it existing.
Okay.
So these scammers are using that. Off the strength of that one time 10 years ago or 6 months ago when they were there, anything could happen, right? It could happen tonight. So they're playing off the emotions of people.
They're just
naive.
lying.
They're lying. People
I used to
are
work this
naive,
club, by the way,
and
too.
it's technically maybe possible because it's happened before that they do drop-ins and they just show up, but they're making empty promises.
Yeah, because they're never gonna be there.
They're
right?
not going to be there that night.
No, not there. Well, also,
I think I would fall for that scam.
well, what's crazy? Well, yeah, I mean, I think
Even being a comedian, if I see that picture, I'm like,
They had a picture.
They had a picture.
part of visiting New York is to be conned to a certain
Okay.
extent.
bit.
Like
Okay, it's
it's kind
fair.
of like go to the M&M store, catch a Broadway show, and then get conned.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's ridiculous. And
There's a lot of different scams.
sometimes I'd be walking to the show that I'd be on, and they'd be like, Eddie Murphy's going to be there tonight. So, like, yeah, it's one of those things. And then as a young comedian, you have to get up wherever they let you up. So that's where I performed for a few years. So, yeah.
It's also, a barter system. A lot of those people are comedians that get stage time in exchange.
Those people, most of those people are...
Not now. I'm talking about like a while ago. This is back in the day.
The craziest one I ever heard was, it was around the time Robin Williams died. And somebody was
God.
promoting it. They said, it's a Robin Williams tribute show. And... they just listed off like everybody you could think of. They were like Tina Fey. I don't even think Tina Fey does stand up. So like there's an art to the hustle
Matthew
too.
McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they're not comics.
The
Now they're
Queen.
like
Obama.
Yep.
crackheads and like homeless.
Oprah Winfrey.
They're just doing it for the
So
money.
a few of those people, they are also because I perform a lot at the Cellar, and I see people in the corner going like comedy show. So those people are comedians.
Sometimes,
okay.
Grizzly Pear and
There,
such.
that's the culture of people selling tickets up here and the culture of people selling tickets down there is different.
Okay.
I think there are people who
No, they're not lying there. They're just like offering tickets. Yeah.
No.
yeah.
For that what you're noticing also is the overflow of people going to the Comedy Cellar and getting turned away.
Yeah, they don't get tickets. That's what I was.
'Cause it's
That's
sold
what I
out.
was thinking.
It's sold out
Yeah.
every night. Yeah. They
I got
sell
it.
out. So that's how popular they are, that their overflow keeps other businesses alive.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's
pretty cool, right?
That's amazing.
I was-
I always thought that was
so
awesome.
So yeah, LOL Comedy Club, which is pretty close to here. I was banned from there 2 different times.
What happened?
The first time I put up a comedian at like 1 o'clock in the morning because there was no other comedian there to do the check spot, and then there was like 10 people there, and a couple people walked out, and the owner was like, "Why'd you put him up?" And I was like, "Because there was nobody else here, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning." And then they let me back in. This is like 5 years ago, by the way. And then the second time, there was like a muffled mic.
Was he bad?
Is he bad?
The guy, was he bad?
Why'd he walk the
Yeah.
people?
Yeah, he was bad, but it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and the comedian who was supposed to be there didn't show up. So I didn't have any. My option was either to do it myself or to just give this kid a chance. But either way, they would have left. The show was over. It was one of those things.
I thought they walked. 'Cause
That
of
wasn't the funny
material.
one. That was the first time I got banned. Then they let me back in. And then the second time is a Dominican guy. He's the owner. His name's Roy. And they have like this like muffled mic. So like I was hosting and he brought me up and he was like, Tom Cassidy. And then I was like, hey, everybody, give it up for the Dominican Wizard of Oz. Because he was like from behind a sheet. And
Okay.
yeah, and he was like, we don't do that here. And I was like, do what here?
That feels personal.
But that place is a place that you do for a little bit of time and then you have to leave. So like
And
they
you
were
can
like,
never go back.
You can never go back.
no, I don't think so. But
You graduate out of there.
yeah. So anyway, magical times.
That was my number one.
That was number 1.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was number 2.
Was
Wasn't
it?
Anything else
Got anything
weird
left?
about New York?
Oh yeah, but I got one.
Coming in at number 1.
Yeah, but this is too much expectation for a
No,
shitty
it's
one.
okay.
You explain to me, because this is not only like top crazy things, like me seeing weird things, and you explain to
You're
me.
curious. I
Okay,
love
I'm
it.
just
I'm happy
curious.
to help.
I'm just curious. On the subway,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
because I got a lot of the subway.
Yeah.
there's a door right next to the roulette, the roulette thing. And sometimes it's very easy for me to open that door and, hey, everybody, just come in.
Mm-hmm.
Why people don't do that?
Oh.
Why people just go and the other person, it's like I just follow orders.
I got you. There's the
I'll hold it open a little bit longer when I'm coming out of it, like, and there'll be a few people that will scoot and go.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you got to kind of catch it while it's closing. I
Yeah,
don't
but-
do that because, again, I'd be fucking scared to get caught.
because everybody's
Oh, you can get caught because there's nobody
Yeah.
there.
You can get caught. I think now, post-COVID, I swear to God, you can get away with doing
okay.
anything and jumping the turnstile. Like, I see people jump
Yeah,
it
I
and
see
nobody
people jumping,
stops
yeah.
them. Back in the day, there'd be a cop, be like, oh, stop, and you get a ticket on the spot.
You get a ticket.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if you get a ticket for opening it for somebody. I'm not sure.
I don't know if you're the person opening it, I don't think you get a ticket, but definitely if you snuck in there.
Yeah, I
I've
think it's 'cause-
opened it for like people with strollers and stuff. Like,
Sure.
come
Yeah.
on.
I think everybody's in a rush. I think that's what it
think
is.
that's what it
you
is.
know, and
Okay.
it's like also like one of those things. People be like, I paid for it, so this person should too.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
Which is right.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing in the wrong way. It's like
Yeah.
that's
Put it back to that
follow
trust.
the rules.
I also think that it depends where you are too, because I see people opening the door a lot too. I think it just depends on where you're at. Because there's also not always that door too. I guess no, there always
No, there's
is.
always because there's
the
like
door. They have to
wheelchair-
have it.
wheelchair.
Yeah. They always have to have it. You're right.
Because of wheelchair.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's one of those things. It's just New York City.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like New York City a lot. It's difficult, like the weather and stuff.
Mhm.
But now it's getting winter.
Yeah.
My wife gets depressed. It's this whole
Yeah.
thing. She feels like she's working at the LOL comedy club. That's how depressed she is.
Any chance I get to shit on that club, I'll take. I'll never not.
Anything weird?
Do you have
about-
anything
I've,
that you can think of?
One weird thing
Tell
that
some-
sometimes I have a moment, I'm like, this is so fucking weird. Just the contrast. Like, I pay out of my fucking ass rent,
Uh-huh.
but multiple times I have to step over a person to get to my front doorstep. And it's just totally normal. Or there'll be like barf on my steps, like vomit.
Uh-huh.
from
Where do you live?
I live in a popular block that has a lot of bars and stuff on Lower East Side.
a lot
so
of rats too.
I thank God, but not in this apartment, but in another apartment, I wouldn't be able to walk in between cars because my foot got hit one time from a rat, and I felt that sensation for about 3.5 months after
Yeah,
that
it's
happened.
brutal.
It was fucking brutal.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, sure, the rats. So like, it has this elegance and opulence and all these beautiful, amazing 5-star experiences in New York, but it is fucking trash
Yeah.
at the same time.
I saw
It's weird.
close to the cellar the other day. There was a guy sleeping in the stairs, and this guy couldn't go to his inside the door. So he had to tap the guy, and the guy got really, really aggressive and violent, and almost kicked that guy's. But he was like trying to explain, no. It's just. But the guy was intoxicated. So
Yeah.
can you believe that he was trying to go home? But at the same time, I understand that guy. It's kind of he has mental issues. So I understand
Yeah.
both. Like this guy feels threatened out because can you imagine you sleeping on the street? I used to work on a TV show in Brazil. It was a journalistic TV show. So I did a lot of those stories, and like I dressed as a homeless and I lived like 48 hours on the street.
Oh, cool.
When you are sleeping on the street, you feel like you're gonna be killed at any time.
Yeah.
You feel that every car are gonna run over you, even if you are in a protected
Yeah.
area, because you hear like I'm in the sidewalk, and yeah, someone's gonna run over. So when you see those people like very comfortable,
Yeah.
that person has to be very intoxicated, otherwise you wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I've often thought about where I would sleep if I slept on the streets?
Maybe
that
that
weird?
can happen. We never know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen with
No.
the stand.
Yeah, seriously.
Comedy clubs too. I don't know.
Yeah,
Every
man.
comedy club.
It might all be too much one day. And
One
I'm
day
just gonna be like,
Adele's gonna be working at LOL and living on the streets.
No, it'd be better to live on the street than LOL. Yeah, I have two things, and they kind of go hand in hand, and they touch on things that you've talked about. But I mean, the West Village in general, of where the cellar is. I mean, that, is the Wild West. It is an insane asylum over there. On like a Friday or Saturday night, like I've lived here for 10 years, and I'm not always around that area anymore, but when I'm there, I'm always amazed at how crazy it is.
So much going on.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It feels like a movie. Anytime I'm there, it's like back to the 70s. So, yeah, comparatively, I do think that the city is fucking goofy as shit, but I do love it.
I do too.
And the second thing I'll say is just the social experiment of the train in general. And I always try to stop telling jokes about the train, but I'm always on the train. So you tell jokes about things that you're around.
Is this considered a little hacky or something?
Not necessarily hacky, but like if I tour the country and stuff, not necessarily. If the joke's funny, the joke's funny. But it's just not necessarily, I don't need a half an hour on trains. It's like I'm autistic or something. But so there's that aspect of it. But I find it so interesting. It's such a crazy social experiment.
Yeah.
And, it's just like you're on one train and you'll have like a beautiful woman sitting next to you. She'll get up, and then someone who's going to murder you is sitting next to you.
Yes.
And it's just every single stop, there's just another opportunity for mayhem.
Oh, yeah, and jokes.
And that's what the mayhem turns into jokes. I also have noticed this too. I should just like study it. Like the front of the train is where the craziest people go.
Okay.
The back of the train's not so bad, but the front of the train, I think, is where you get into the most trouble because there's nowhere to really go. You can't switch cars almost. You can go the other way, but if you're at the very front, you're going to have to get around somebody to go to the other side.
That's a good tip.
But that's the other thing, too, of like the train, too. They have announcements, too, before you go on the train, and people are like, hey, if you see something, say something. There's more police on the train. Da-da-da-da-da. And it's like they're actively lying to you right before you get on the train because they're saying this, but then you actually have your experience of the train, and it's crazy most of the time.
It is.
Or at least some of the time. More than it should be.
There's a lot of weird shit on the train is the point.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
The train's
But
nuts.
last thing I'll say about the
Please.
weirdos in New York, it allows you to be a weirdo and be in your own world and be quirky and strange and have habits. So we all like kind of accept each other's weirdness because it can get real weird.
Yes.
There's levels to it.
And the fact that this is not despite of the fact that we are all like very close to each other in the city, it's not that easy to have friends and make real connections and have relationships. It's not easy comparing to like Latin countries. Okay?
Sure.
It's not easy at all.
Please be my friend.
But I'll be your friend. I can be your friend. I don't have friends. I can easily.
That's what
be
I'm
your
saying.
friend.
I'm trying to strike while the iron's hot here.
I can easily
Getting a little
He's
teary-eyed.
he's seeing an opportunity. He's
to have a
seizing it.
friend.
Be my friend.
But I think the fact that it's difficult, it's kind of cool too, because it's like you have your own thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to be saying hi all the time.
Yeah.
You can get an elevator and be on the phone, looking at your phone, and people don't think that's weird after a while. Because at first, you think that's weird.
Yeah.
People don't say hi to you. It's like, wow, that's...
I also think you don't have to give it like gigantic hello or something, but I do always think it's weird of just people like not even acknowledging another human being. Just like, hey, how are you? Like, keep it moving. And it doesn't have to be anything.
Yeah.
But it's always...
I don't want to be your friend. I'm not going to knock on your door saying, oh, you say hi to me. How can you not watch the game with me?
Yeah.
No. That's not gonna...
You did my podcast. Why won't you hang out with me all the time? But yeah, I just like if someone's on the elevator and they come on, I'm like, hello. And they just look at me. I'm like, what? You're a weirdo, man. And that's the bad weird. It's just like, I don't need anything. Just like a, hey.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Head nod.
An acknowledgement of another human being.
It's enough, right?
That's all we're asking
Maybe
here,
you
folks.
smell, Tom. Maybe that's the
Yeah.
one.
Maybe.
Maybe you do, my friend.
No, I smell good.
Adele would know.
Uh-huh.
She's
I guess
close
so,
to
yeah.
you.
That's
She's
true.
Close to you.
What?
She's close to you at least once a week.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a great podcast.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for
Was
coming.
it?
I
Yes.
loved, yeah.
Was it?
You didn't like it?
Would you, if it was bad, would you say, "Wow, that was a shitty podcast"? Did you ever had a shitty podcast?
Yeah, absolutely. This
You did?
podcast, most of them are shitty.
No.
Tom Cassidy, you stop that
No,
talk right
I've
now.
had. There's been a couple.
What are their professional? Are they comedians?
Yeah. There's just been a couple where I don't like people's like.
This was
Some
a
people
fun
are a little
topic.
too cool for school.
It
or
starts
like,
with the
they just
topic,
have-
and this was a fun
It's like
topic.
an attitude thing, you know. Sometimes, as long as people are here and just want to be here and having fun, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Right.
I love to be here.
Did you have fun?
I did.
I
Good.
felt like an expert on a panel a little bit, being a
Yes.
native New Yorker.
Sure, and you
that's
work in
good.
the restaurant business. You had a lot of qualms with
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So I loved it.
Well,
Thank
I know,
you.
Well, you know, sometimes when we have a bigger guest, it feels weird to say this, but where can the people find you?
Oh, I created an Instagram in English, so this is my
Cool. Building
this is
that.
my new baby
Nice.
that I'm trying to. The thing is, I have a huge audience in my country.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to build an audience in America, and it's not that easy
Mm-hmm.
because
Don't I know it?
it's not that easy. It's
I might
not
go to
ea-
Brazil.
It's not easy at all. So if you are watching now, and you are brave, first of all, you're brave because you watch me for like 1 hour with this shitty English with a weird accent. You follow me at Rafi Comedy, Rafi Comedy. That's it.
Follow me, Rafi Comedy.
I'm going to follow.
Adele?
Please.
Definitely will. Adele Carollo on Instagram. And of course, subscribe. Top 9 Podcast, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.
Yep. Subscribe, baby. Write a review. Who knows? Cassidy Comedy, TomCassidy.com, and Life After Funny out right now on YouTube and all streaming. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Rafi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.